having like a really hard time right now. I was literally just talking about how great of a videographer you are.
I'm alright.
Cool that you're putting content into the cycling world.
Doing the best we can.
It was a great time with you.
Great talking to you too, man.
We'll catch up before the race. We're at the Lauf booth just to show the kind of company Lauf is. They froze a bike in ice.
Get it, Iceland?
Because it's Icelandic brand. They also have a video of them lighting a bike on fire in one of the volcanoes, which we're gonna go see at the Rift. All the buckets are full. Oh.
You gotta give it some love, man.
Let me get all the bags this time so I can just chuck them all at you, Jared. Oh. 4 points.
Come on, man.
Dang it!
Ooh. Oh.
Jared's turn.
Come on.
Money shot.
It's not happening.
Woo!
I'm out of practice. Oh, this is pretty crazy. I took that. Right there on that little. I took that. That's crazy.
We're gonna go see if we made it in time for packet pickup before they stop giving packets out. And then we're gonna go have a nice romantic meal with Kenda tires. Then we're gonna go to our campsite. Jared's probably gonna do something in his car to make it into a bed. No one really knows how that works. What was that? Casa smells legit good. It's a bike race.
Hell yeah!
So we got to Emporia pretty early yesterday morning. We stayed at pull-off on I-70 on Wednesday night so we could get here first thing tomorrow morning. So we got here, we went for a little ride to recon the first part of the course before the Expo started. Expo started at like 3, so we got to hang out, check in with Kenda, Vision, FSA, Lauf. I think those are the big ones here.
Hey.
Morning.
Where are we?
We're at IHOP. Get breakfast, steal some Wi-Fi. The real question is, how's Britt doing today?
Britt! What's going on?
Yeah. How do you feel though? Talk about the raw emotions that are going on in your head right now, Brett.
Just pure hunger.
I wish they'd given me a little more cream.
What about you? Do you wish you got more cream?
Definitely need more cream.
So how are you two doing today?
It was a little noisy at the campground.
Highway. Right here. Big truck coming through.
But it was good.
It was noisy, hot, sticky.
Sticky.
Were you sticky, Christopher?
No, not at all.
We have an AC.
No, we
You should have just bought a van instead of a
bought a van.
RAV4 Jared.
Because the guy, when you came over,
I mean,
but you actually have air conditioning in your car. You could have turned the car on and just run the AC if you were that hot.
here's the thing, Chris.
Oh, there's a
Are you ever gonna catch me camping in Kansas again?
Yeah.
Probably not.
You're probably going to be again because at least one more time.
Yeah, but will we be
A
camping?
year from now.
Probably not.
We're hanging out at the Expo trying to make friends, but in a nice, respectful way. It's also getting really hot. We're out on the course right now. If you can see, literally this is where the gravel starts for the actual race. And we're here just to do like an hour little shakeout ride, like scouting the beginning of the course. So that's what we're out here doing. It's also the wind's picking up. So let's go.
am Brittany and ride for Untamed Cycling Academy. We are at Unbound Gravel in Emporia, Kansas. The race is tomorrow morning. It's like 9 o'clock at night. So we're about to wind down, head to bed, and get ready to do our thing in the morning. And yeah, today it's been a busy day, like bouncing between the sponsor booths. We had a shakeout ride this afternoon, just really getting ready for the race tomorrow. So we've been pretty busy. I'm a little nervous, but not as nervous as Chris is. Obviously, I'm doing the 100, he's doing the 200. 100 miles is more like a long training day for us. 200 miles, Chris has never ridden that far before, so yeah, but I'm excited. This is really like my first big race back besides those 2 local Colorado races that I've done this season. So yeah, I'm excited to get out and race and just have a great day. It's gonna be hot, so I'm really thinking about a lot, hydration, but yeah.
It's hard gravel, it's big rocks, and it's 200 freaking miles. To top that all off, we're fielding World Tour athletes, professional mountain bikers, professional gravel cyclists, and a whole buttload of just straight amazing humans that can rock a bike. Now, that's a lot to handle. So, and it's my first time doing 200 miles, so the nerves are just high for the challenge at all. Like, just the thought of doing 200 miles even without a race is a big challenge, not one to be understated. I'm expecting to suffer. It's the one thing I can kind of point at and say this is definitely going to happen, so I expect it. I expect myself to be completely pushed out of my comfort zone. Fully expect to have a mental breakdown at some point. I fully expect to cry. Also fully expect to finish, barring some catastrophic failure of my bike or a injury. I fully expect to finish. But that's not to be understated how insanely hard just that alone is. I did everything I could to stay at the front group. Now I'm just gonna try and finish. There were so many crashes. I mean, really bad. In the group, you would be going and all of a sudden there would just be a giant hole. I mean, the amount of people that we've seen on the side of the road, like, DNFing is insane.
Mechanical lesson 5 miles into the race. Then like everyone was gone. I've been riding by myself the whole time. Working so much for going under 6. I'll text you when I finish.
Sounds good.
a really hard time right now. I just like the last like 2 hours, I've just been like, just get to this spot. I don't know if I can even do the next 30 to the mid-stop. I'm struggling to even stay balanced on the bike right now. I don't know, I've been here for like 30 minutes. Trying to see like what's gonna happen. What makes it almost worst of all is that everything was working absolutely perfectly somehow. Like literally nothing mechanically went wrong. I kind of feel like it was dumb of me to, I think one, I don't know if I was ready to do the full 200, and second, that was really dumb of me to try so hard to be competitive. I'm concerned.
Jared, get him in the car and I'll get this in the truck.
Yeah, well, all right, thanks guys.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It's always an adventure when you're parking a van.
Got the hiccups there?
Yeah, I don't know why. And now I can't clear my throat without hiccuping.
To videotape us struggle bus park the van.
There he is. That's the man, the myth, the legend. People don't think he's real, but he's real, I promise.
Next round, 200 miles.
What? Did you go down at all? No.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Broad strokes. We don't have to go into super detail.
yeah, I was up in the front for the first 3-4 hours in the selected group. Felt great, and then I didn't feel so great. And yeah, I learned my. I didn't learn any lessons, but it was cool, man. It was super fun at times. It was super miserable at times. It's something I've never experienced before. I'll probably only experience it once a year at Unbound.
Are you not planning on any more gravel?
Yeah, I got more gravel.
What else are you planning on doing?
So I'll do all the Belgian waffle rides.
Yeah.
I think I'll do Steamboat Springs. I'll do Tusher and the Crusher. That one's
Oh yeah,
great.
we're in for Tusher also. No, that's not right. That's not right. Kenda had my bike and walked over the finish line with it.
Put him at 9th place.
Oh really? Dude, hell yeah! Nice.
It was
Just tell us what's going on, man.
Tell us what happened. I rode my bike for a little while, a couple hours. It was super hard, and then blew up, and then had to go pretty easy for a long time. Ate a lot of sugar. Drank a lot of water, a couple Cokes. Ended up riding with some cool people. Got to ride with Mason and Ben and Zach. Don't know their last names. Yeah, it was fun. I had high expectations, and those guys were insane. And I rode with them longer than I should have.
My name is Shayna Powless, and I ride for Team 2024.
We did Unbound 200 this past weekend in Emporia, Kansas, right?
Yes, for the first time ever. Honestly, going into the race, I mean, I knew it was going to be a really long, tough day. I mean, it was the longest day I'd ever had on the bike, longest race I'd ever done, both distance and time-wise. So I knew it was going to be a challenge going into it for sure. It was pretty quick. I mean, it started out with a neutral for a few miles, and then once we hit the first gravel section, that's when things started going, and the group just kind of picked up pace a bit up until about, I want to say, mile 25, somewhere between mile 25 and 30. That's when like attacks really started to go. People like just attacking left and right, and the pace went from like 0 to 100 real quick. I saw a couple people go down, and then people started getting flats too, because the terrain was getting more technical and the pace was getting quicker. So I think it was just kind of chaotic, because like a lot of points you couldn't really pick and choose your line because there were so many people around you. I think that's probably why a lot of people were getting flats, was because the terrain got super technical, and sometimes you had no choice but to take you know, the not favorite choice of line. Thankfully kept it upright, and actually I didn't get any flats all day, so I was pretty lucky with that too. We were using Kenda Flint Ridge Pro tires, and then none of my teammates flatted also, which we're all super happy about. So we know what we'll be running next time we do this event. Overall, it was a smooth day. Yeah, the last part was definitely the hardest, just because I was alone for most of it, but I'm thankful that I didn't bonk, I didn't crack too hard. I feel like I stayed pretty on top of my hydration. I was super happy to, you know, stay strong the whole time and finish strong in 5th place.
I still definitely like triathlon a lot more. I don't know if part of that's because like I've reached a point in triathlon where I am very successful, consistently podiuming in my age group, getting top 10 overall. And I think part of the reason like I get so down on myself in a race in gravel is because I like really want to be competitive and I want to be on the podium, but I'm still really young in cycling. So I think it's just harder for me because I kind of compare myself to the kind of triathlete that I am and just expect that I can do that in gravel too, and still a lot of room to grow.
I absolutely love the gravel scene more than triathlon. Triathlon to me was always a little, it's a very competitive environment, but in a very competitive environment like that kind of leads to also a toxic environment. And what I love about gravel is the community focus and kind of the much more open and inclusive vibe that it has, where even no matter what happens in your race, it's just there's no elitism. Like I felt like after this race, the person who finished last could walk up to the winner and they would have just a perfectly normal chat. There's no barriers, there's no like, oh, I'm this, that, and the other. And I think a lot of that just comes from it being like the majority of people that come to this race, there's no categories. I think that maybe there's like 15-year age groups or something like that. But no one here is like, everyone just wants to have an adventure together. It's not about qualifying for this or rankings that, and go out, have a good time, smile, laugh, be friendly. And that's like the rules of gravel. I've really enjoyed it, and I really think it's just kind of like been nice for me to have this reset in my career with gravel and the Untamed project, and I'm just really excited to keep it going.